get started with Rocco Baldelli. Start in the back in the middle.
Hey, Rocco, you mentioned yesterday how much confidence you had in Lopez in this situation. What did you see early that gave you an indication he was going to be this good tonight?
I think he was completely locked in, and not just his intent, and he was just so sharp. I mean, the stuff, anyone watching can see the stuff it's exceptional, but I think he had tremendous feel for his pitches today. He was able to get through the first few innings with a relatively low pitch count, which gives you, it encourages you, meaning me and Pete Mackey and us in the dugout, to want to let him keep going. I mean, to me, it was not that difficult of a decision tonight to let Pablo pitch, and he pitched.
Go in the second row here.
Just how important was it to get those early runs from Carlos and Kyle?
Yeah. We come in here playing against a good team. We do lose the first game. You want to come out. You want to establish yourself, establish something, make the other team play from behind a little bit. It changes things. We get the runs, and then our pitcher goes out there and just continues to sit them down. I mean, that's what you're always wanting to see. You look for those momentum swings. How much do they matter? I couldn't tell you how much they matter, but I think they matter, and I think everyone else in the dugout thinks they matter. So when you go out there and you pop some runs and you put some runs on the board, and then your guy goes out there and sits them right down, is that gets everyone kind of going, and you start riding that inning after inning, and then you feel in the moment you want to feel like your guy's untouchable and that you can play with full confidence because you have a guy in the mound that's throwing the ball that well.
Go to Bobby.
Everyone knows Carlos's October reputation, but what's it been like? I mean, seeing him impact almost every game so far, especially today.
We've always heard all of the sayings and things. When the lights come on and the bright lights, and there are some guys they're giants in the light, and he's one of them. That's what he is, and he's always an excellent player, but when he matters most, it's like he can really take his attention and channel it and focus it, and just play even better over and over again. It's not by chance. It's definitely not the lottery here, and he keeps hitting right at the right time. No, this is a lifetime of work in the making. When you see him step on the field and do these things, we're not surprised. I mean, we took the guy, hit him right in the middle of the lineup today for a reason, because we believe that he's going to go out there and do things like that. And to keep doing it, it's hard to do, but he keeps doing it.
Was part of the approach against Valdez to maybe take some borderline pitches early, grind out some longer at bats, just to kind of make him work, or at least make him get into the strike zone?
Yeah. Well, I won't go into our full approach and just what we're talking to our hitters about, but he's got a good curveball. I mean, he's a good pitcher, and he also, from the left side, comes from a little bit of a unique spot, where he stands in the mound, where the ball comes in. He's very different. So his pitches look very different than almost any other lefty that you'll see in this league. He's got the breaking ball that he can induce a lot of swings, and it is a hard pitch to lay off. If you're able to lay off that pitch, you're almost looking for that kind of backdoor funk pitch that kind of goes like this, and you're trying to hit that pitch much more so than you're going to want to swing at the one that starts more middle, because that pitch is, but it's not easy to lay off. If you're able to lay off it, more power to you. You're going to have a better chance because you're just not expanding. But he's really tough, and you have to be disciplined when you face him.
Going up back right.
Rocco, in the middle of Carlos's at bat on the bases loaded double, there was an umpires conference, and then they talked to you. What was all that about?
That's a great question. I can't even remember. Does anyone know which one that was? Oh, was it? Thank you. So when Carlos was at the plate, yeah, when I went out there, it was because he was in the stretch, then he was in the windup within the at bat, and that didn't sound right to us. I got some clarification though from the umpires that he's not a guy that's a hybrid guy, so he's not because he's not deceiving anyone as to whether or not he's in the windup or the stretch. He can change and go from the windup into the stretch if he decides to. I wasn't so sure about that. Some of the rules get a little bit they get a little odd, but it was good clarification. I believe that's correct, upon hearing it. But the rule is set because when you don't know if a guy is in the windup, which a lot of guys are in that kind of middle position, you're not allowed to deceive the hitter in that way. So as long as it's clear whether or not if he's standing straight up and then he goes in the stretch within the at bat, apparently that's okay. I just wanted to know. So if we have to ask a question, we go out there and just ask.
Stay on the left, Bobby.
On the 2 bunts in the 5th inning with Jeffers, were you hoping to, was that plan trying to get, you had Royce on third and the squeeze bunt there, and also was Polanco's his own choice before that?
Yeah, Polo's was on his own. Jeffers, we occasionally will safety and try to get something going in that way, trying to add, tack on a run at that point in the game. It's been something that's good. It's been good to us this year as a whole. Today it didn't work out. Royce is running better. He is moving, noticeably better than he was even just last week. So we can do some things with him. Maybe not everything, but we can do some things with Royce even on third.
Anything else for Rocco? All right, thanks for coming in.
Thank you, guys.
Started with Pablo Lopez. We'll start on the right here.
Hey Pablo, congrats for today. You are the third pitcher in the Twins history with 7 scored innings in a game in playoff. The last one, by the way, was Johan Santana. Besides, you are the 4th Venezuelan pitcher with the same results in playoff. How you feel with that?
Well, I feel extremely honored and happy. These are the moments that sometimes as players, we don't really understand that we have to cherish them because sometimes they're short, sometimes they don't come again. So, yeah, I'm truly honored to be on a list. I'm always honored to be on any list that includes Johan Santana's name, and just really, really happy with it. We were able to come up with a good plan. We knew that today's game was extremely important, after losing the first one. So we came up with a good plan. We still wanted to be aggressive. Even though what happened yesterday already happened, we knew that we were just going to try to control what we could control today. And then it became about execution, and things were going well, and I was able to execute the pitches that we needed to. And if we needed to make any adjustments, we were also able to bring that to the table.
Pablo, what does a guy like Carlos Correa do for the team before the game, but then after he performs the way he does?
Yeah, no, he brings so much experience and knowledge to the game. I think he is the kind of player that sometimes it's amazing and surprising that he sees things that no one else can see, And when he's on defense, he makes the unbelievable plays. When he's on offense, he wants the big moments to make something happen, and he can really hype up a team. A lot of guys in our clubhouse maybe don't have the most playoff experience or these big games, big moments experience, but he's such an incredible source of that kind of information, and he keeps you accountable, he keeps you honest, and he keeps you on the attack. He kept telling me think about it as a 0-0 game. You're the closer of every inning, and then just that's a lot of the things that no one can see that he can do. He keeps you on the attack. He keeps you engaged into the game, and when you see it takes a guy to be engaged into the game to keep everyone like that. So Carlos Correa is just as good as he gets as a leader, a player, and then a teammate.
Go on the left.
Hey Pablo, you mentioned before the game yesterday that you're going to be watching Game 1 as closely as possible. How much did that help with your game plan today? And you mentioned the game plan. How much did the adjustments mid-game help you?
Yeah, no, obviously I paid a lot of attention. I was trying to watch every single pitch live and then went back on rewatch it on iPads, and it was about like really understanding what kind of adjustment batters do, because as pitchers, we want to make adjustments pitch to pitch, while batters want to do the same thing. So, like, when you expand to a part of the zone, like, what is the batter trying to do in the very next pitch? So, like, those are the kind of things that I try to pay attention to. And, like, I knew Jeffers catching yesterday and then catching today as well. Like, it was going to be a huge help, because then we were able to maybe, like, really harp on some things that maybe we didn't yesterday. So he did such a great job at mixing and matching, trying to remain as unpredictable as we could. Again, you have to do that against a lineup as deep as the Houston Astros lineup.
Go to Bobby.
Pete Mackey made a mound visit in the fourth inning. They had two guys on, Chas McCormick on deck. Kind of what was the message, and then what did it mean to you? You got McCormick on strikeout on 3 pitches.
Yeah, no, it's just it always is like one as a little breather, like give you a couple like extra deep breaths like under your belt, make sure that you're still controlling your emotions, controlling your breathing, like you're staying engaged in the game, and then he just gives you a little like he talks again about like places you can go, and then he was like, see you in a minute. And like I love that. He was so like, because you want that kind of confidence to come from your coaching staff, from the pitching coach, and I'm like, yeah, you will.
Go on the back middle.
Pablo, buenas noches. Mi pregunta es, ¿qué tan cómodo te sentiste en el montículo? ¿Qué tanto el estudio previo a este partido te ayudó? So pretty much the question is, how comfortable were you there on the mound, and just studying film, how did that help?
English or Spanish?
En español, por favor.
Both? No, I felt really... Me sentí muy cómodo en el montículo. Lo más importante fue crear el plan que queríamos llevar al partido, y después se convirtió en la ejecución de ese plan. Entonces nos pudimos dar cuenta que cuáles eran los lanzamientos que nos estaban ayudando a exponer las zonas que queríamos trabajar, y cuáles eran los lanzamientos que de repente podíamos guardar para la segunda vez que estábamos lanzando la alineación. Fue muy importante tratar de permanecer sin patrones, sin ningún nivel de... tratar de ser lo más... sin ser predecible. Tratamos de no ser nada predecible, y viendo el partido de ayer obviamente le presté mucha atención, cuáles son las cositas que puedo hacer, cuáles son las cosas que puedo cambiar, que vi ayer, que puedo traer a mi plan, y después fue ejecutar. Mucha convicción, mucha confianza y determinación en cada lanzamiento, tratar de ser agresivo. Como lanzador queremos estar en los conteos que nos favorecen, 0 bola 1 strike, 0 bola 2 strike, porque son los conteos que nos ayudan a utilizar las opciones que queremos usar. I felt really comfortable on the mound. We came up with a good plan. It was all about executing after that, and really like trying to remain unpredictable. Again, against a lineup like that, you wanna keep a level of like not being predictable, and then like really use the pitches you wanna use to work on the areas that you wanna work. So like I was able to really pay attention to the game last night and understand like what are the pitches that can help me use this part of the play, and then like if we're able to notice any adjustment, then like really just like shift our eyes to the other side of the play. And like we just wanted to, like, as pitchers, we want to get in the good counts, like the 0-1s, 0-2s, because then those are the counts that we are able to use every option that we work as pitchers.
Go to Bobby.
You're up to 97 miles an hour with your fastball today, which you hadn't really done since July. Is that just a sign of how well you're feeling at this time of the year, or the adrenaline?
I think it's a good mix of both. Obviously, like the adrenaline I knew was gonna be there. That every pitch matters a little bit more. You feel the juices going. You feel the crowd going against you, and like you want to find the perspective that will allow you to like flip that a little bit and maybe juice it to like juice you up, and then obviously like just the routine, like the day in, day out, doing the little things, like making sure that I have a good routine that I know like will put me in the best position, the best physical and mental like position to go out there and perform. So like I try to like take it as seriously as I can. Like I feel like routines sometimes they become kind of like a ritual, especially if you see that it allows you to, in my case, take the ball every 5 days and try to go out there and pitch with conviction. But yeah, like I was feeling really good today. The adrenaline was high, and I was having fun on the mound.
Go over on the right.
Pablo, ¿tú crees que esta ha sido la salida más importante de tu carrera? Y otra pregunta, para que la gente en Venezuela sepa un poquito de lo que es el proceso de recuperación luego de lanzar. Cuéntales qué es eso que tienes en el brazo, cómo va ese proceso, porque en Venezuela usan un poquito de hielo cuando terminan.
Sí, no, yo creo que sí, 100% diría que ha sido la salida más importante en mi carrera en las grandes ligas hasta el sol de hoy, hasta ahora. Y la recuperación es muy importante y empieza inmediatamente cuando uno termina de lanzar. Uno quiere asegurarse de que ya el estrés que uno le pone a las fibras, a todas esas arterias, músculos, tendones que forman el brazo, conforman el brazo, uno quiere asegurarse que que uno las esté cuidando de una vez. Esto es una máquina que simplemente lo que hace es compresión, es restricción del flujo sanguíneo. Es como una máquina de recuperación. Simplemente bombea la sangre y, bueno, la sangre que va entrando simplemente tiene los glóbulos que uno necesita para la recuperación.
Por favor.
I would 100% say that it's been the biggest start I had in my MLB career so far, and then just the recovery it starts right away. As soon as you're done pitching, you're always doing something to make sure that you're taking care of like all the stress that you put on the arm, like the BFR or blood flow restrictions, just like it's compression on your arm that allows the new blood that comes through to speed up the recovery.
We'll go 2 more. We're starting the back in the middle.
Pablo, anímicamente, este triunfo, ¿qué tanto ayuda yendo al tercer partido en frente de sus aficionados? So my question is, how does this win help you guys, in the way that momentum-wise going into Game 3 back home in Minnesota?
No, pero sabíamos que era muy importante. Obviamente, bueno, desafortunadamente no pudimos ganar el primer partido y ya nuestra concentración pasó, que qué podemos hacer para ganar el partido de hoy. Sabíamos que era muy, muy importante volver a casa por lo menos con una victoria, y el estado de ánimo va a estar muy, muy alto para el próximo partido porque fuimos capaces de dejarles saber a los Astros que tenemos con qué. Podemos competir contra ellos, tenemos todas las piezas, y hacerlos en su casa pienso que nos da un poquito más de motivación. Yeah, I think it was very important to come into today knowing that we needed to do everything and anything we knew to try to win a ball game. Unfortunately, we couldn't take Game 1, but going into Target Field, going back home knowing that we were able to take one of these games at their place, it just lets us know that we have what it takes to put up against the Astros or against anybody. We have all the pieces that we need in our clubhouse, and I think that momentum is going to carry over to our next game at home.
Pablo, tuviste una gran actuación esta noche ante la ofensiva de los Astros. Te veíamos con mucha interacción con tu catcher, con Jeffers. Y la pregunta es la siguiente. ¿Cuál crees que fue el lanzamiento de tu repertorio que marcó el camino o la diferencia para obtener esta victoria tan importante?
Yo creo que el lanzamiento más importante fue la recta. Obviamente cuando uno piensa recta de 4 costuras se imagina solamente un lanzamiento, pero cuando uno tiene la capacidad de localizarla en diferentes áreas de la zona puede parecer un lanzamiento diferente, y todo trabaja con la recta. La recta es la que hace que los otros lanzamientos sean mejor, se vean mejor, es la que ayuda a que los otros lanzamientos puedan confundir a los bateadores. Entonces sabíamos que la recta iba a ser un lanzamiento que nos podría abrir puertas para el partido de hoy, y ya solamente mi enfoque estaba en ¿qué puedo hacer para ejecutar esta recta aquí? ¿Qué puedo hacer para moverla para este lado del plato, subirla, bajarla? Y pienso que fue el lanzamiento clave. Yeah, so I think the fastball was the pitch that I feel Ryan Jefferson and I came up before the game knowing that was going to play a huge role, a huge part on today's plan. Everything works off the fastball. The fastball is what makes all the other pitches a little more deceptive. It's what keeps batters thinking what's he going to throw next. When you think of a four-seam fastball, you only think you think of one pitch. But like if you are able, if you have the ability to locate and move it around, like you could play as different pitches, kinda. So we knew that going to the game, establishing the fastball, move it around, you know, like expand it up, down, in and out, was gonna be able to like work in our favor when we needed to use the other stuff.
Gracias, Pablo.
De nada.